You got one over there? Okay, we live? It's kind of rolling around, rolling up. Okay, there you go. Okay, we good.
Back row.
You got one? I see one.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than the ice pick. On you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before a run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jits. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably food in this paper origami. My name is pure as Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op heard. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. You can't. The streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life.
All right, clap it up, clap it up. We in. All right, y'all. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth since 1969, man. All right, educating our so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, West Indians from North, Central, and South America, educating them, bringing them to the awareness that we are living in Babylon, right? We are living in ancient Rome, all right? We are living, in a Roman Greco era. We are living in captivity, man, all right? And we are forced, right, spiritually, to follow the so-called, or not the so-called, but the oppressor's ways, right? Envying his ways, um, to where we end up following their customs and their traditions, their holidays or holidays, however you want to say it, right? The children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, First Nation people, we are lost in the traditions and the customs of our slave master. Okay, you say that some might say that we're not slaves, right? And I say, then what do we have of our own that we're following, right? If we're not slaves, right? What do we have um, that our oppressor is not telling us what to celebrate, how to celebrate it, and when to celebrate it. Okay, and when you don't have your own customs and traditions and your culture and your own ways, right? You are a slave to the person who is controlling you and stopping you from loving your loving your brothers and sisters and coming together as one nation family, right? There's been a plot since the beginning, right? uh, to to keep the children of Israel name hidden and no longer in remembrance, right? And people always say, well, how are they doing this? All right, today is a day that America, right, looks at to where they honor their mothers, right? And this day's been happening since the beginning of time, damn near since the 1800s, man. All right, since well, it goes beyond that, right? Because you can find it in the second century, sixth century, and our people continue to follow the ways of the Greeks, right? And there's an old saying that went down, right? When in Rome, right? Well, that is really fast. When in Rome, do what the Romans do, right? That's what they say, right? Right. Well, America is an extension of the Roman Empire. America is a duplicate, right, of the Roman Empire, right? That wound was healed right here. The wound that Rome received was patched up by America, right? And the same traditions, the same ideologies, the same philosophies, the same way of life that went on or goes on in Rome continues to go on right here in America, right? Because the same people rule who are Edomites, right? Edomites is the biblical name, right, for our oppressor. Okay. So now as we go into this, um, I sent you that. I think yeah, I did send that to you. All right. So I'm gonna send you a couple more things to you real quick. Let me just make sure that they are yeah. Let me see there. Okay, and all right, cool. So I'm gonna send all of these to you right now. Okay. Yakabad, I'm gonna send these to you right now. You can um, go over. Okay, got it. All right. So these are statistics that's coming out of what people love to run to is Google, right? You can't believe everything, right, that Google says, but you can best believe when it's a holiday, that's for the world, that's for America. You can bet that they doing the best they can to give us all the proper information. Okay. And they put it right in your face, right? So it's not like we're trying to, go in other books that are written and go in the caves or, go and get the ancient scrolls and get this information. It's right here for you, right? So Mother's Day is pagan. The title of today's class is if you celebrate Mother's Day today, then you do not love or follow Christ. And that is a direct shot to all so-called Christians, right, who claim they know the Bible, right, who claim that they follow the ways and they love Jesus, right? You don't love Jesus. You love your mama more than you love Jesus, and we're going to show it to you right now, okay? So before we start, go ahead and read. I want to make sure you're reading the right one. got this new phone, so let me make sure. Which one is showing up on yours first? Okay, you know what? I'll just read the title, okay? Is Mother's Day a pagan holiday? Yabaka, tell it, excuse me, Yakaba, what does that say? Is Mother's Day a pagan holiday? I want all the you Christians, I want you to listen real good, right? You should just be getting out of church, all right? And you ain't learned a damn thing in there. So you might as well learn something now, all right?
Many countries throughout the world devote a day, or in some cases, 2 or more days, to honor their mothers. The traditional dates back to pagan celebrations.
Hold on, what kind of celebration?
Pagan celebration.
Now, Israelite celebration.
Pagan celebration.
Now, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian celebration. What does it say?
Pagan celebration.
Okay, so right off the rip, all right, right off the cuff, Mother's Day is a pagan holiday, Christians. So you shouldn't be celebrating it. That's the first thing, right? Keep going.
Pagan celebrations in ancient Greece.
Where? In ancient what?
In ancient Greece.
No, ancient Israel.
Ancient Greece.
No, ancient soul.
Ancient Greece.
Yeah, so it comes from the Greeks, right? Keep going.
In honor of Rhea.
Hold on. In honor of who?
Rhea.
Okay, we need to find out who Rhea is. Keep going.
The mother of the gods.
Oh, the mother of the gods. Hold on. So Rhea, they making Rhea some type of demigod, right? So now Rhea is a god. So now we got to go and we got to find out who Rhea is. All right. So I'm going to tell you who Rhea is right now. Okay, we're gonna find out who Rhea is. All right. So let's go ahead and this is right here, y'all. It's not something that's difficult to look up. All right. It's not hard. It's right here. All right. So here is Rhea right here. Let me see. Did I send you the Wikipedia? I didn't send you the Wikipedia, did I? Okay. All right. So I'm sending you the Wikipedia. We're gonna look up Rhea right now. There you go. You got the Wikipedia right there. Okay. And I'm gonna get there with you. All right. And we have Cybele, or Sabel, which is another goddess of the goddesses, right? Now, when you pull it up, you see Mother's Day, right? You see some ladies standing there, right? Okay, go. Okay, keep going below that. Okay, and you can start where it says, see what it says, it is not directly related to the many traditional celebrations. All right, start right there.
It is not related, Slocky. It is not directly related to many celebrations of mothers and motherhood that have existed throughout the world over thousands of years.
Right. So this is what we're saying about Christianity. Christianity is just like Egyptology. Like you can ask somebody something about Egypt, and you ask somebody who the gods are. You ask somebody what, a rod is pointing at somebody else's mouth, and what does that mean? Each Egyptologist or Egypt-loving individual is going to give you a different answer. This is the same with Christianity, right? They changed it in so many spots. It's over 4,000 different forms of Christianity, right? Different types of churches, right? Not churches, but different forms of Christianity, right? Over 4,000, right? So you don't know what to follow, right? And each one of them do it and celebrate it different. And guess what? In the end, all of it's pagan. All right. Continue to read.
Such as the Greek cult to silver.
Hold on. Whoa. Don't run past that. The Greek what?
The Greek cult.
Cult. Spell cult.
C-U-L-T.
They say I.S.U.P.K is a cult. Here all Christians are celebrating what Greeks do, and you are a part of a what cult?
A Greek cult.
You are part of a Greek cult. All right. Google it. That's Wikipedia. You are part of a cult while you saying I.S.U.P.K is a cult. Okay. You're part of a Greek cult. All right. Keep going.
Greek cult to Sybil. The mother.
Cybele.
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 Mm-hmm.
The mother deity Rhea.
Okay. So Cybele, the mother deity Rhea. Keep going.
The Roman festival of Hilaria.
Right. Hilaria, right?
Hilaria.
So now let's look up Rhea. So push the button. You know how to push the little blue button, Rhea? Just push it. All right, let's get in. Let's get into Rhea.
Rhea, ancient Greek.
What? Hold on. What is it?
Ancient Greek.
No, did you say ancient Israel?
Ancient Greek.
Okay, so Rhea is Greek. We just making sure that they're in a Greek cult. Keep going.
Is a mother goddess in ancient Greek religion and Greek mythology.
Greek what?
Greek mythology.
Greek mythology. Now, for a show of hands, is mythology real or is it fantasy? Fantasy. Mythology is like Peter Pan, Cinderella, you know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the damn Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. What'd you say? The Easter Bunny. That's what it is. You caught up in La La Land like a damn child following after your oppressor because he's in a Greek cult. Excuse me. You're in a Greek cult with him. Okay? So-called Christians, you're in a Greek cult. All right? And you're following after the mother goddess, ancient Greek, and Greek mythology. Keep going. The Titaness.
The Titaness daughter of the of the earth goddess, Gaia.
Gaia. Keep going. What on? Of the what?
Earth goddess, Gaia.
So, of the earth goddess. Listen, man, I'm telling you right here, man. This ain't no different. This is why we say the brothers in the conscious community, man, and Egyptologists and all that stuff, we call you Christians because all of y'all doing the same thing. You say this is the water god. The water god has sex and put, liquid, liquid, whatever, in his mouth or whatever, and planted this and made this. Then he looked into the stars, and you look into the stars and look at that. That right there that's a lion right there. Guess what? That's not a damn lion. That's some stars. That's all it is. See what I'm saying? So that leads me to something else. I'm gonna keep going. 19th chapter. Keep going.
And the sky god.
And the what god?
Sky god.
So now you're on the earth. Now you're in the sky, right? So the sky god who?
Uranus.
Uranus. Ain't that funny? Let me stop. The sky god Uranus. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there. I ain't gonna go no deeper than that. All right, but you're gonna make a donkey out yourself. That's what you're gonna make. All right, keep going. Himself,
a son of Gaia.
Himself is a son of Gaia. Keep going.
She is the older sister of Kronos.
So she's the older sister. It's like a storyline. It's like, have you ever seen All My Children? Y'all seen that or The Guiding Light or something like that? See what I'm saying? Like it's a story of soap opera. Just keep on going. It's a fantasy. It's not real. So I'm saying the soap opera, they got the dude, who died, and his truck went over the ravine, and he's dead, But then he had a twin brother, and she's the one that's been with the wife, and then they had a son, and then 6 weeks later, he's 18 years old. It's a fantasy. It's not real. Okay, the soaps is not real. Greek mythology is not real. But I'm gonna tell you what's real. That Greek cult that you're a part of, that's real. See what I'm saying? You don't love Christ, right? And I'm gonna prove it. See, when I talk, it just keep coming to me, right? I'm gonna prove it in the scripture, and we're gonna get what Christ said, right? It's gonna be in red. All right. Keep going.
Who was also her consort.
And the mother of what?
And the mother of the 5 eldest Olympian gods, Hystera, Demeter, Hera, Poseidon, and Zeus, and Hades,
right.
King of the underworld.
King of the what?
King of the underworld.
Listen, man. Let me tell you, Satan worship Christians something, man. You locked in the underworld. All right? You are locked in worshiping whatever these devils is worshiping, man. But you know what you blinded about? You love your mother so much. And let me stop right here. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to love your mother. Most definitely love your father and your mother and your children and your brothers and your sister. Love. You're supposed to spread love, right? But you're not supposed to love your mother more than you love the Most High. Let's get a couple scriptures, all right? Let's go ahead and give me Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. And we'll start right there. And what's the other one? Other one's in Matthew 12. Yeah, we're gonna get it. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew,
Mhm.
chapter 10, verse 37.
Hold on. Let me get that with you because I'm talking today. Matthew 10 and 37. Let me get that with you. All right. Okay, I'm with you now.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Stop. Kadal. Kadal means stop in Paleo Hebrew. Kadal. All right. Now, what color are these words?
Red out of one.
What does that mean?
It's Christ speaking.
That's Christ speaking, right? In the ancient Paleo Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. All right. Jesus Christ is speaking. Jesus Christ said, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Do you love your father more than you love the Most High? So-called Christians, right? My brothers and sisters that's caught up in the Muslim community with your birthday selling behind, man. All they do, listen, boy, they be all at the Nation of Islam celebrating birthdays like Mother's Day, Father's Day. I mean, they love the oppressor. They really do. They really do, right? And they love his ways, right? Yeah, they just keep popping up, y'all. Y'all know what it is. All right. Right? Oh, that's 31. Right. So they love the oppressor ways. So I'm asking them directly, do you love your father and mother more than you love God? Right? If you love the Most High, in ancient Paleo Hebrew, his name is Yahweh. It ain't no damn Allah. All right. It ain't Krishna. It ain't sure in the hell ain't Buddha. All right. It ain't none of those gods because they're all fake gods. Right? The children of Israel were told not to worship those gods, nor the philosophies and cultures and the patterns of the heathens. It's a separation in this Bible, right? And I'm going to show you a separation that Christ said in the same chapter that we're reading, right? So he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Keep going.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
See, now the gloves come off for the mothers, right? Because the mothers is like, that's my baby, right? Right? These are my children. They my world. I understand. And if they are, then you should act like it and train your children up from the way they should be while they're little, right? And then when they get older, they won't be celebrating and making God, pissed off. All right. They won't upset the God of Israel. All right. So now let's go back up, right? Let's go back up. Let's go to verse 32, and we're going to read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 32.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
Now, how do you confess? Right? How do you confess him, meaning Christ? You follow his ways, you follow the commandments, and you go against the society of the heathens, and you go against their holidays, and you don't celebrate that. Like you don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, tuna, and scallops and crawfish festivals. You see what I'm saying? You don't do that. That's how you confess him. Christians think, well, God is my Lord and Savior, and I accept Jesus Christ in my life, and I'm a USB chip, and I'm saved. You're not a damn computer. You're not a USB chip, right? You come into I.S.U.P.K, and you got to fight demons, right? So what makes you think the ones that's out there doing that? Listen, man, the Lord ain't listening to you, man. So-called Christians that celebrate Mother's Day, you pray to God and God is not hearing you. You don't know God. He's not your homeboy. He's not your pal. See what I'm saying? He's not your best friend, right? And you don't have a friend in Jesus. See what I'm saying? Because the Lord is not dealing with sinners, right? I'm gonna have to pull that too. All right. I'm gonna have to pull that too, so they know that. All right. So I'm gonna pull that in line. Keep reading.
Verse 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men.
Now, how do you deny the Lord before men? I tell you how you do it. You talk a bunch of game, and the outside of your gold cup is just so shiny. It's sparkly, and it's gold, and it's just nice and reflective off the sun. I mean, it looks like diamonds all on the outside, and it's beautiful. And on the inside of your cup, I'm gonna tell you what's on the inside of your cup. On the inside of your cup is Thanksgiving and Easter and birthdays and Christmas and Father's Day and Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and whatever your oppressor wants. Because you don't know what a filthy, disgusting sinner looks like. Then you should look in the mirror and say, you know what? The I.S.U.P.K brothers, they right. How do you confess yourself before men? Right? You have to do exactly what Christ did. He went against the Roman Empire, his ways. He picked up the Bible, followed everything in the Bible, and was perfect according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? You don't just talk a good game and then say, shoot, I got to go visit my mama, man. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother came in from Ohio. I ain't seen her in 10 years. I got to go visit her. Right? And guess what? I got to go and get a card. All right. So we're going to get into them Hallmark cards. We're also going to get into how much it costs for Mother's Day. Right? To let you know, everybody that's celebrating Mother's Day, that you still going to get the short end of the stick. Right? And you're making your oppressor absolutely abundantly rich while you stay poor. Right? See what I'm saying? While you stay poor. Right? So now, is that it? Or got a little bit more, right? All right.
Him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven.
Right. So what that means is, if you celebrate any of the holidays I've been naming off repeatedly, let's concentrate on Mother's Day. You celebrate Mother's Day, then Christ is not going to, he's going to deny you before his Father, just like the scriptures say. I'm not going to paraphrase it. I'm not going to change it around. Right? If you love the Lord with all your soul, with all your heart, with all your might, with all your strength, then you're not going to celebrate heathen traditions and customs that have to do with Rome and Greek customs. You're not going to do it. Right? You're going to come up in here and you're going to learn how to follow the ways of your fathers. Right? You're going to learn what it means to be an Israelite. Right? And you're going to struggle and you're going to suffer. I hate to use the word suffer, right? But you're going to fight the good fight. And you're going to get rid of everything that the world has put on you. And you're going to become a brand new person in Christ, like the scripture says to do. Because Christians don't do that. All right? They don't do it. All right? So now, keep going.
Verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Right.
I am come not to send peace, but a sword.
So Christ didn't come to bring peace. He came to separate. That's what you do with a sword. You divide. Christ came to divide. Right? When Christ comes, he's going to do what? He's going to put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Christ is not all inclusive, especially with people that celebrate Mother's Day. Because you don't love Christ, I'm going to prove it. Go to John 15:14. I told you I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you that you don't. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you that your Christian pastor is a liar. Right? I'm going to show you that they follow a white Christian seminary theologian version of the Bible. It's not the Bible. It's actually Christianity. Christianity has nothing to do with this Bible, man. Christianity is full of Rome and Greek cultures and Babylonian customs, man. Right? All right, give me what you got.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you.
Whoa. Who is talking? Who said that?
Christ, I don't want.
Christ said that. So that's in red, correct?
Come.
Okay, so Christ said, you are my friend, because everybody says I got a friend in Jesus. Christ said, you're not my friend unless what? You do what Christ said what? That's ye are my friends, what?
If ye do whatsoever I command you.
So Christ didn't command us to celebrate no Mother's Day. And you're not a friend of Christ and you don't love Christ. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he said. Right? You are not my friends. If it says, well, ye are my friends if ye do whatever I command you. That's what Christ said. Now go to 14 and 15. Go to John chapter 14, verse 15. Here we go.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Hold on. Whoa, slow down. Who's saying this?
Christ, I don't want.
Okay, so Jesus Christ, right? Who the Christians supposed to be following, devoted Christians, supposed to love them some Jesus, supposed to follow this man, right? Jesus out of his mouth said, if you love me, do what?
Keep my commandments.
Don't celebrate Mother's Day. Say it again. Keep what?
My commandments.
Don't celebrate Christmas. What?
Keep my commandments.
Don't celebrate Easter and Valentine's, Father Time, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Don't celebrate that. You're going to love Christ if you love him. If you love him. And you're going to keep his commandments, because Mother's Day, it's not in the Bible. Mother's Day is not in the Bible. So why are you celebrating it? I'll tell you why you're celebrating it. I'm going to show you in the Bible why you're celebrating it. Right? Proverbs 31 and 3 and 31. I'm going to show you. Mm-hmm. Proverbs 3 and 31. I'm going to show him.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Envy thou not the oppressed.
Now, who's the so-called white man? What is his tag name? The what?
Oppressed.
He's better known as the oppressor. Right? Yahweh is not making up words. He's reading the Bible verbatim, which means word for word. He's reading it, and it says what? Envy what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor. That's why you celebrate Mother's Day. Because you see your oppressor, I don't know, on a damn boat or something in Galveston. That's what they're doing. They're in a boat in Galveston, the sun's shining, and they get nice and red, red tan, red, yeah. And they peeling like snakes and stuff, and you see them drinking beer and Budweisers, and they on a yacht, they having a good time. They butt naked, and the music's playing and they dancing and woo, they howling like dogs, and you see them out there, and you see them on the shoreline, and you see them in the pickup trucks, and they got a case of beer and woo, and having a good time. Yeah, rev it up, yeah, woo. See them in their four-wheelers and the big trucks and jacked up to the sky. You're like, man, I want to live like them. Man, that looks fantastic. Right? They sitting out in their little lawn chairs, you go back Galveston seawall, and it just seems to be a great time, right? And in your mind, you're like, wow, it must be great to be the oppressor, man. I want some of that. What do I got to do? They say, well, all you got to do is, celebrate Mother's Day. Okay, so you go out there and celebrate Mother's Day. You're not celebrating it for your mother, right? You're part of a Greek cult. That's what you're part of. See what I'm saying? And whether you're scared, or whether you're weak, or whether you're under the spell, of Edomitism or Greekism, or whatever you want to call it, oppressorism, right? You are an abomination to the Lord God of Israel if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. That's exactly what you are, right? And the Lord hates you Now, why would you sacrifice yourself? Right? Because that's what you're doing. You're going to sacrifice to somebody because the devil requires a sacrifice. And that's what you don't understand. The devil requires a sacrifice too. See what I'm saying? So you think that you can just, sacrifice unto devils. That's what you're doing. And you can't play both sides of the fence. Right? You either you say you're a devout Christian, then stand with Christ. Right? Stand with Christ. Right? So let's go to Proverbs 24:1. Read that for me, Baba Kushah. Yeah. You're supposed to be about that life. Right? You and God is tight. You and Jesus, I guess you've been knowing Jesus since he was laying in the manger. You know what I'm saying? That's what your church teach you. You got a personal relationship, right, with your God. Right. And you mean to tell me you got a personal relationship with Jesus and Jesus ain't told you don't celebrate Mother's Day? I'm finna show you what he said to his mother when we read this. Keep going.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Be not thou envious against evil men.
Don't worry about the oppressor and his life. Don't envy them. Don't be jealous of them. Listen, man, you Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, First Nation, West Indians from North, Central, and South America, we are the children of God. If anybody gonna be jealous and envy, which they are, we should be envied and jealous and looked at and be jealous among all nations. And guess what? They are. You just don't know that they jealous and envy us like that. You see what I'm saying? But you don't waste your time and you turn around and be, envious and want to follow another culture. What you need to do is latch and attach yourself and embrace, right, the culture of Israelites, because that's what you are. Right? We got the Feast of First Fruits coming up this month. Right? You should be calling the I.S.U.P.K. right now. ISUPK.com, and you should be trying to find out when the next class is and when the next feast days. You should be coming up out of her. Let me write that one down. All right, keep going. Let me see. Mm-hmm.
Neither desire to be with them.
Neither desire to be with them. Don't want to be, don't hang around their culture and their people, man. You see what I'm saying? Because we have a culture. We have traditions that the Lord loves us. We have high holy days and holy convocations that the Lord loves, man. And the sisters cook and, let loose that sweet, solemn smell. And the Lord loves us, man. You know what I'm saying? And we just want you to be a part of real love, right? Right now, you're a part of a real cult called a Greek cult. That's what you're a part of. And you don't love Christ. You don't. And I'm telling you right now, don't know heathen, right? Don't know oppressor or their children love God. We're talking about the God of Israel, the black Christ that's in the Bible. Yeah, the black Christ in the Bible, right? Right now, they got them in church celebrating Mother's Day is, the Mothering Sunday. That's what it is. For Christians, that's what they turned it into. And their worship is what? Mother Mary. The Virgin Mary, right? That God got pregnant, right? And you talk about us and what we believe in. Fool, you think, that I'm going to call you a fool, man. Listen, you ignorant. You're ignorant thinking and real slow and basic to think that God somehow got Mary pregnant without a man, Joseph, right? Because you're misunderstanding in the Bible and you don't want to learn it. Some would rather be lied to. That's what the Bible said. Speak smooth words to us. Oh, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease. Please go away. You want to be lied to, right? Because you envy your oppressor and you envy evil men and you desire to be with them because you don't want to learn nothing else, right? Well, we're going to make sure we put it out there to where you have heard something else. Right? So you'll have a choice, right? So you'll have another alternative. And that's real love, right? That's what we learn in the I.S.U.P.K. under Command of General YAHANNA, to fight and keep fighting for those who can't fight, right? All right, so let's get some more. Are you finished with that one? Okay, go to Matthew chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 46. Because a lot of people think that Christ loved his mother more than, he loved the Most High. And that is a lie. Okay? Yeah, they want Christ to be, a little mother's boy and, half, just like he was alternative lifestyle lover or something like that. Man, Christ wasn't with none of that, man. All right, so let's find out. Here, let me get there with you. Matthew chapter 12, right? That's what I told you? Okay. Matthew chapter 12. I want to make sure we start at the right point. Yep, go ahead. That was perfect. 46.
This
50.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
While ye yet talk to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
So Christ was speaking to the people, to his disciples, right? And so as he spoke to his disciples, his mother and his brother stood without. So without means on the outside. They weren't a part of the camp where he was talking to, right? Okay, read 47.
Verse 47. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
So Christ's mother, Mary, wanted to speak to her son, Jesus. And she was with her other son, right? And his mother wanted to speak with Christ. Keep going. 48.
Verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren?
Hold on. What? So Christ looked at the disciple who came to him and said, hey, Christ, your mother and your brothers, they standing outside. They want to speak with you real quick. Christ said, who is my mother and who is my brother? He didn't run outside. Christ didn't run outside and say, y'all hold on. Mommy. Oh, mom, how you doing, mommy? That's not what happened. All right. Christ said, who is my mother and who is my brother? Read on.
Verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples.
So now Christ said, who is my mother and who is my brother? He stretched his hand towards his disciples after that and said what?
And said, behold, my mother and my father, my mother and my brethren.
He said, behold, my mother and my brethren, meaning his disciples, not his mother and his brother that was standing outside. Keep reading.
Verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother.
Read it again. Take your time to read it again. I want them to hear that.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
That was nice and slow. That was perfect. For whosoever. Now, the Christians love that word, right? Especially when it's John 3:16. Right? Whosoever. Whosoever mean everybody. Negro, whosoever mean everybody right here, then. It means, it's sitting right there, say whosoever. So whosoever shall do the will of my Father. That means you. That's everybody, remember? Whosoever is sitting right there. That's what it means. Everybody. Right? Whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven. What is the will of my Father? It means to follow the commandments. It means to put in some work, not just jibber-jabbing and bumping your gums, talking about coulda, woulda, shoulda, and what Christ done nailed to the cross, so you don't have no responsibilities and you don't have to do nothing, and you can eat shrimp and crab and pork and lobster and celebrate Father's Day, Mother's Day, put some more crawfish on the pit and talk about your mamas and all that stuff. And that's what Christ did not die for that. No, he ain't die for that. See what I'm saying? That's what Christianity promotes. You know why? Because you're in a Greek cult. If you celebrate Mother's Day, you don't love or follow Christ. What about that? How's that? Put that in your blunt and smoke it, because I know you got some weed in it right now. See? because that's what Christianity promotes. Mother's Day, chill, they add sin to sin. It's already wrong to do Mother's Day, but it's another day to put some things out on the pit, and sausages and everything else out on the pit, and pork on the pit, out there on the grill, put it out there on the grill, right? And then do what? We go back out there on the grill and add sin to sin, right? And then you think that that's cool. Meanwhile, the Lord is like, I'm telling you what the Lord is doing. I'm trying to, give you a metaphor, an image of a metaphor. Y'all remember the movie Belly, right? And the dude eating the bananas? That's what the Lord doing to you. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, they eating real good. Now, why am I saying that? Because that dude was jealous of I get Method Man and their crew that came into town, right? And so the Lord is jealous. He say he is a jealous God. Listen, man. If a woman is messing with another man and that dude find out, listen, the Bible saying the jealous rage of a man, boy, is deadly. And that's what the Lord will do. The Lord, you make the Lord jealous because you don't know how to stop following different Greek cults. You enrage the Lord. You anger the Lord so much, the Lord gonna kill you. Thus saith the Lord. The Lord will unalive you. The Lord will, your biological clock will cease to exist. How's that? Right? If you play with the Lord and, make him jealous. Right? Playing games. Right? So now let's get some more. Thought that was okay, read on. Oh, that was it, right? Okay, I thought that was it. So you're not a brother, you're not a mother, you're not a sister, you're no kin, right, to Christ if you celebrate Mother's Day. He's going to tell you the same thing. He's also going to tell you this. Go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 21 and 23.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Sound like the church. Lord, Lord, we pray, Lord, Lord, teacher, teacher, Lord. Right? Keep going.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Why does the word will of my Father keep coming up? Will of my Father. Because the will, Christ is serious. What colors do these words?
Red out of one.
They red again. So Christ is serious. He said, not everybody that says, Lord, Lord Jesus, and then we're on the plane and we come up low, we go north, we go south, we praise the Lord. Listen, man, all that shucking and jiving and fetching and stepping is over, man. The will of the Lord means put the damn pork down. That's what the will of the Lord means. Saying the will of the Lord means put all the pagan holidays down. Put Mother's Day down. That's no disrespect to your mother, because we're going to show you today how to really honor your mother. We're not going to take something away and then not give you what you're supposed to be doing. I'm saying, like if you a chain smoker, okay, look, we're going to take away the smokes. We're going to take away the Newports, but we're going to give you some grapes though. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you like. We're going to pacify you with something. All right, so listen, today we're going to take away the lie and we're going to pacify you with the truth. All right? Okay, go ahead. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Verse 22.
Verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not professed?
No, that's prophesied.
Prophesied in thy name,
mm-hmm.
and in thy name has cast out devils,
mm-hmm.
and in thy name done many wonderful works.
Listen, man, I know everybody's seen it. There's a magical jacket that goes on in the Christian church, and some dude, he's not even Israel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he like. He's some East Indian or something. And this dude take off his jacket, man, and swing that jacket and knock over everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a powerful jacket, man. They got some wind, like, you know, the turbulence in that wind is like centrifugal. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely amazing, like a merry-go-round, and knocks out everything, you know, from the center, right? But that's a damn lie. Okay, you being, you know, they pulling the razzle dazzle flea flicker on you, right? And you know, how simple, like, we have to stop being simple, man. You know, you simple ones, how will you love, like, when are you gonna stop loving simplicity? Just it's simple, man. You know, they got a prayer handkerchief. You know what I'm saying? They got some holy oil. I don't know where the hell they get the holy oil from. We got holy water, Salaki. Excuse me. They got holy water. They sprinkle that, and you know, got the, you know, the prayer handkerchief, and you know, I mean, it's amazing, man. Like what you see at night. But they also got them donations you got to donate to too. They got them along with that, right? And our people stay lost and will not wake up from it because our people look for hope. So we quick to believe the lie. It's blatant, but we quick to believe that lie, right? Okay, keep going. Now let's find out what Christ's gonna say. The real Christ in the Bible.
Verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And then will profess unto them.
And then will I profess unto them.
I never knew you.
Hold on, what Christ gonna say?
I never knew you.
But Christ, we prophesied in your name. What are you gonna say?
I never knew you.
No, we said, thank you, Jesus, in Jesus' name, and we cast out devils. What are you gonna say?
I never knew
Nah,
you.
Christ, we done many works using your name. What is Christ gonna say?
I never knew you.
Christ gonna say, I don't give a damn. That's what he gonna say. I never knew you. Who are you? What's your rank? All right. Christ gonna, who's your captain in your city? Who do you report to? That's what Christ gonna say. He never knew you. Right? You workers, what? Depart from me, what?
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
You that do sin, all you that do sin, right? All you that celebrate Mother's Day. Because today, if you celebrate, I'm gonna tell you what you're saying. You saying, Christ, I don't care about you on that cross and you dying for sins. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what you're saying. You looking at Christ and saying what? I never knew you. That's what you're saying. You telling Christ what he gonna tell you. You celebrate Mother's Day, you looking at Christ and saying, I never knew you. Right? No, you died for my sin. No, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of righteousness. That's what you're saying. So Christ got something for you. He's gonna throw it right back at you. Okay, now let's get back into if we could get back into is Mother's Day a Catholic tradition? Go ahead and go there. It should be on your text message. Okay.
It's Mother's Day, a Catholic tradition.
Mm-hmm.
While Mother's Day is not a liturgical.
No, liturgical
Mm-hmm. or Catholic observance, many parishes still use the holiday to honor and pray for mothers.
Right. So liturgical means something that's not public worship, right? That's what it means. It's not public worship. All right. So this is, I don't even know why they're doing it. All right. But anyways, it's a formal type of worship which contains set prayers and reading or rituals, usually in a church, right? So although they don't just read scriptures, you see that, right? It's a formal liturgical worship is a formal type of worship, which contains set prayers, and you read. It's the reading or doing certain rituals. Usually, you're gonna do it in church. It's often performed in Catholics, by Catholics, or in the church. They do it in England a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's a worldwide order service, and it can be followed by people who visit other countries and stuff like that. So it's not liturgical. They don't worship it and read scriptures on it, right? So I don't know why they're doing it anyway. In other words, it's not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible, but they still worship it. All right. Okay, so let me get back where I was. You said, okay, keep going.
The month of May has traditionally been dedicated to Mary, mother of Jesus.
The month of May. And listen, I thought May was dedicated to May Day. They don't know what the hell they doing. Because it's May Day, right? They call it May Day, then some type of, usually in America doing May Day, some type of tragedy happens or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. So prepare for another school shooting or something. I don't know what to tell you, man. Or it may be a church shooting. You need to get up out them churches. You know what I'm saying? Before you get, for someone goes in there and, stops people's biological clocks. All right. So the month of Mary traditionally has been dedicated to Mary, the mother of Jesus. Right. Let's move on for, some more. Right. Does the Bible say to celebrate Mother's Day? Now I'm gonna show you how you catch Google up in a lie. This is why brother finna read this.
What does the Bible say about Mother's Day?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible consistently asks followers to honor and love their mothers.
Hold on, man. The Bible consistently, that's what it says. It asks followers to honor and love their mothers. That is listen, man. Consistently, huh? This is all through the Bible, right? Okay, keep going.
Examples of this can be seen in Exodus 20 and 12.
Okay, 20 and 12. We're going to go to it. Keep going.
Honor your father and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And Leviticus 19 and 3. Every one of you shall revere
Mm-hmm.
his mother and his father.
Yeah. Of course, father is second. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and go to let's go to Exodus. Go to Exodus 20 and 12, and we're gonna go to Leviticus 19 and 3. Then we're gonna pull a scripture that's gonna tell you what it really means. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to Exodus. That's what it said do.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Honor thy mother and thy honor thy father and thy mother.
Hold on. What did you just read though before you went to this? What does it say? It says honor who? Watch this. Watch the game, y'all. It says to honor what? When it told us what the Bible said, what does it say? I want you to read it like it said it.
Exodus says, honor your father and your mother.
Hold on. That what you just read? No, that ain't what you just read. Hold on. Nah. That's not what you just read. Okay, no sweat. That is what you just read. I was talking about Leviticus 19 and 3. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. All right. I kind of jumped the gun. Salaki. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Continue to read, boy.
Father, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord God giveth thee.
Okay, so I'll read it again. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days, meaning your days, may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God, meaning your God Israel, giveth thee. Right? That's what this is for. All right. It's talking to the children of Israel. Okay. When they were coming up out of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. It's not talking to everybody. That's why you don't follow the heathens, because these commandments were never given to any other nation other than the children of Israel. All right. So that's what it says. It says, honor thy father and mother, right? That thy days may be long upon the earth, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. All right, that's cool. Now, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that in the memory. Let's go to Leviticus 19:3.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father,
Mm-hmm.
and keep my Sabbath.
And do what?
Keep my Sabbath.
That's in the same verse. Keep going.
I am the Lord your God.
Okay, church Christians, you got some explaining to do, because you are cherry pickers. Not only do you cherry pick verses, you have become like the slave master, who is absolutely delusional, who can look at something and only see what he wants to see. Now it says, ye shall fear every man and his mother and his father. And what else do it say?
And keep my Sabbaths.
Okay, so now, church Christians, please type in if you could. That'll, help me out a little bit, because I'm trying to understand. You went to church today. You celebrated Mother's Day. How come you didn't celebrate Sabbath yesterday? Because you should fear that. Right? I am the Lord your God. Please, someone type in, I'm looking for an answer. Right? The scripture says what? Ye shall fear every man his mother and father, and keep my Sabbaths. So y'all gonna do Mother's Day, y'all gonna do Father's Day, you're not gonna do Sabbath? What's up with that? I know why you're not gonna do Sabbath. Because the oppressor didn't tell you to do it. And you're in a Greek cult. So you're only gonna do what the Romans do. You're only gonna do what the Greeks do. You're not gonna do what God in the Bible is telling you to do. So now let's find out for once. Let's find out what honor your father and mother means. Let's do that. That would absolutely be great, because Christians are taught that honor your father means, I'm going to do what they say. I'm going to honor them. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to go see them once a year. I'm going to go spend a whole lot of money. We're going to get into that too. We're going to spend a whole lot of money, right? And honor them and show them. That's not what the Bible is talking about when it says honor your father and mother. So let's find out what it means. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, Baba Kashah. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3. We are going to go to verse 8. And we're going to read what this means, man. As a matter of fact, start at verse 6, Baba Kashah, and read 6 through 8. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verses 6 through 8, Baba Kashah.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 3, verse 6 in the Apocrypha. He that honoreth his father shall have a life, and
take your time and read it, Doc. Let's get it. Take your time and read it.
Okay, there it is. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother.
So let's find out how to honor the father and the mother, right? And guess what? That's also being obedient to the Lord. So a lot of church Christians, I don't want to just dog them. A lot of them think that they're doing the right thing by so-called, I guess following what massa say and go get some flowers and some candy, you're going to eat up half the damn candy, but, you know, and then give it to your mother just on that day. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and read verse 7. Here we go. Let's find out what it means.
Verse 7. He that feareth the Lord will honor his father.
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father. How?
And
keep going.
And will do service unto his parents.
Hold on. And will do what?
Service unto his parents.
And they will do service unto his parents. As what?
As to his masters.
As to his masters. So every day that your father and mother are living on this planet, you should be doing service unto them. Right? Maybe they might need some water. You get them some water. They might need the grass cut. Why don't you cut the grass? Right? Your mom may need some errands and need you to go somewhere and take her to go. I know it's hard because she's going to try to direct you. Stop, move, turn left, move, watch this car. You could have got over. You don't have to deal with it. All right? You do service unto your parents as to what? His masters. Keep going.
Verse 8. Thy father and mother.
Mm-hmm.
Both,
no. Hold on. You're missing words.
Salakia. Honor thy father and thy mother.
Uh-huh. How?
Both in word and deed.
See, that's heavy. So you honor your father and mother both what? In word and deed. Means to put in work. Not go get flowers and bring it to them because your oppressor said do that. That's the only reason you did it. Now, there's something in it for you. Keep going.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
That a blessing may come to you upon them from them. Right? A blessing may come upon you from them. You see what I'm saying? Might get a little cash. They talk good about you. You know, hey, listen, we don't have much to give when we pass, but, you know, whatever they got, they might give it to you. See what I'm saying? But anything, when they pass, you'll have your dignity and your honor and feeling good and like, man, I treated my father and my mother great while they was here. And hopefully everybody go through that because that's what's going to build your character, right? Building your character ain't going to the grocery store and grabbing some flowers. But we're going to get into that, though, right now. Why it's so great like that. All right, you got the first article? All right, we got 20 minutes. We'll try to get this in. All right, so let's find out. I'm going to go what I texted you so I can go to the right one. And let's go to... yeah, we're going to go to the origin. We're going to go to the origin, Mother's Day, where it come from, all right? The origins, that one right there. I think that's what it is. Absolutely, that's the one. And we're going to drop down, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know the origins of Mother's Day? You see that? All right, let's go to, so again, Mother's Day has been revered throughout history, from ancient pagan celebrations to the church holidays, even up to present Mother's Day, right? Many countries throughout the whole world, they devote their day, or in some cases, they invoke what? They do 2 or 3 days, like you said earlier, Yakabai, right? And they celebrate Greek. You think you're honoring your father and mother? You think you're honoring your mother today? You're actually following a tradition which dates back to pagan celebrations in ancient Greece, and it's the honor of Rhea. That's who you're honoring. You're not honoring your father and mother. You're honoring Rhea. You're honoring Sabel, right? You're honoring, mythological goddesses that don't even exist, right? And they've been worshiping these as early as 250 BC, man. You see that? That's a long time. All right. So even in the 17th century, right, England was celebrating a day called Mothering Sunday. That's what the church is doing. And they would do it on the fourth Sunday of Lent, right? The day was set aside for all the mothers in England and the servants who lived at the emperor residence, a common place. They would all meet and they would, make mothering cakes. That's what all the cakes and the pies and stuff come from. Okay, and they would make cardling pancakes made of steeped peas and fried in butter, and put the salt and pepper on them, and they celebrate. Now, as Christianity spread throughout Europe, the Mother's Day Sunday or the Mothering Sunday celebration changed to the honor of the Mother Church. Okay. And the Mother Church, listen, the spiritual powers that gave Christians life and protected them from harm, that's what they think. The celebrations eventually merged so that people honored both the mother and the church. Man, I wanted to get that whore and put her up here, man. I forgot. Don't worry about it. I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see that heifer. I'm talking about the image of the Mother Mary. That was supposed to, yeah. And so the tradition of Mother's Day began in the United States. It dates back all the way to 1872 by Julia Ward Howe. That's the name, Julia Ward Howe, who wrote the words to the battle hymn of the Republic as a day that was dedicated to peace. Although the holiday didn't catch on at that point, Julia Howe held organizations or organized Mother's Day meetings in Boston, Massachusetts every year after that. Now, what happened was it wasn't until 1907 that another crusade to implement Mother's Day began. Her name is Anna Jarvis, and I seen the picture, and she's an ugly heifer. I'm telling you that. Listen, that Edomite is some ugly boy. Okay, and she was from Philadelphia, and she had lost her mother, right, 2 years earlier, and believing that children tend to neglect their mothers until it's too late, she began the campaign for a national observance of Mother's Day. Okay, she convinced her mother's church in Grafton, Virginia, Grafton, West Virginia, to celebrate Mother's Day on the second anniversary of her mother's death, the second Sunday of May. Now, carnations, this is heavy. Carnations were supplied for the first Mother's Day because they were, I guess, Miss Jarvis's favorite, the one who died. Now, later, red or pink carnations became the symbol of a living mother, while white represented those who were lost. Now, Jarvis and her supporters began writing some campaign, right, to ministries and businessmen and politicians. And in their quest to establish a whole big Mother's Day, they wanted a national Mother's Day. By 1911, Mother's Day was celebrated in every state in the United States. In 1914, President Woodrow Wilson, made the official announcement proclaiming Mother's Day as a national holiday that would be held every year on the second Sunday of May. Okay, today, Mother's Day is the third largest card sending holiday in the United States. According to Hallmark, a total of 139 million greeting cards will be purchased for Mother's Day this year. 139 million. Can you believe that? So now I went ahead and sped through that, all right? So let's get Anna Jarvis's big mistake. and I'm gonna have you just go all the way down, right? We're not gonna do the whole thing. Oh man, this lady right here is, yeah, this heifer right here, man. Okay, now I told you about how you know Anna was doing this campaign and trying to get Anna Jarvis is trying to, talk to the politicians and the businessmen and people, and to have this Mother's Day thing going, right? Okay, so now they got it going. They first celebrated it on May 10th, 1908. The first official Mother's Day was somewhat a somber affair. It marked it was marked by a touching speech, right? And it was given by the aforementioned Anna Jarvis, right, in memory of her late mother. You had social activist Anna Jarvis, who passed away some 3 years earlier. I mean, it was great. The approximately 70-minute speech was delivered in an auditorium, right, of the Wanamaker's department store in Philadelphia, right, to a reported crowd of about 5,000 people, right? Was by all accounts profoundly moving. It resonated deeply with the audience, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? All right. But now let's get to this. Later on, around the same time, Jarvis paid to have 500 carnations sent to the Andrews Methodist Episcopal Church in Grafton, West Virginia, where she once taught at Sunday school, right? With attendees encouraged to wear these as a small token of their gratitude for all their own mothers, right? And what their mothers had done for them. While this was by no means the first attempt Jarvis had made to celebrate Mother's Day as a concept, it was the first that had a big old stack of cash, a lot of money behind it. That's all it's about. Now, with noted Philadelphia businessman and U.S. former postmaster, General John Wanamaker, who owned the store. He owned the store that Jarvis gave the aforementioned speech that I just talked about, right? He's the one that backed the whole thing. He backed her financially and politically, all right? Well, guess what? After a while, he realized that it was a success event, okay? And Jarvis began a letter writing campaign to have Mother's Day officially recognized as a national holiday. Cool. It seemed to be that way, right? After 6 years, she got a wish, with Mother's Day being acknowledged by no less of any authority than the President of the United States himself, Woodrow Wilson. Like I said, May 9th, 1914, he issued presidential proclamation that read that this is the day we publicly express our love and reverence for the mothers of our country. Okay? Now, the thing is, as soon as Mother's Day began officially recognized as a national holiday, the greeting card and floral industry began circling it like hungry sharks. Okay? They had smelled the unmistakable whiff of a seal blasting itself like barbecue sauce. Now, Anna Jarvis responded by denouncing, I want y'all to hear this because all of this leads up to this. All right? Jarvis responded by denouncing any commercialization of Mother's Day, right? Thinking any attempt to make money off of Mother's Day, even if it was a good cause, was wrong and not in the spirit of the whole thing initially. After all, something like a handwritten, non-expressing your personal feelings on a piece of paper is far more superior than doing what? Going to Hallmark and buying a card, right? So now, this is what happened. That's what she said. So she went on in 1924 and was interviewed, right? And this is what she said. The white carnation is the emblem of Mother's Day because it templifies the beauty, truth, fidelity of a mother's love. This emblem is used on Mother's Day. Association printer, printed matter, and official buttons, right? But it does not mean, listen, y'all, but it does not mean that people should wear a white carnation. That's all you see people walking around and wearing the carnations. This false idea was led to florists flagrantly boosting the price of white carnations for the Mother's Day trade. The red carnations has no connection with Mother's Day whatsoever, yet florists at these flower shops have spread the idea that it should be worn for mothers who had passed away. This has boosted the sale of red carnations, right? So there is no connection between candy to this day. It's just all been commercialized, right? So Jarvis spent the rest of her life, y'all, trying to destroy Mother's Day. So you ain't know I was gonna bring that out, Yakubai. So I told you I was gonna bring it out, didn't I? So the lady who they say started the Mother's Day in America, she spent the rest of her life because she was offended. You see what I'm saying? Spent the rest of her life trying to destroy Mother's Day, among other things. She filed countless lawsuits against various entities related to the holiday, including one against a nonprofit Mother's Day organization headed up by none other than the First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt herself. Yes, the Roosevelts have cashed in, right? Because why? Mother's Day is the what? The third largest card selling day out of all the holidays, right? And estimated this what? They're supposed to do what? 139 million. That's a lot, right? On cards. But we're not going to tell you, they ain't got nothing to do with flowers. So we're going to give them that later. All right, cool. We're going to give them that in just a second. See how I set it up, right? I know. Certified, authorized, you know what I'm saying? Trained under Commanding General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Now, here we go. So it was all done and organized and headed up by no other than the First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, although it should be noted that Anna Jarvis hated the commercialization of Mother's Day. In fact, it was very possible that had it not been commercialized, it would have been largely regulated to a minor holiday, or it would have just disappeared altogether. Do you understand that? So it has to be proclamated presidentially to become a national holiday because it's all about the money, 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 money. All those so-called Christians, you're in a Greek cult that takes all of your money. That church you attend is a Greek cult, and they take all your money. It's 4 or 5 offerings in there, 5, 6, right? All right, so we almost done. We're gonna get a little bit more. All right. So now it says, as it has happened numerous times, right? Other such holidays over the centuries, meaning they're talking about all these other holidays, not just this one. Valentine's Day. Oh, forget about it. With the florists, the flowers, and the candy, and they had something to do with love. All right, let's get some more, man. Good night, man. So now, as you look at the other holidays, the ones that survive and become extremely popular are nearly always the ones that get commercialized in some kind of way, right? If there's money to be made on a certain holiday, businesses will literally advertise that particular holiday, right? Making sure that it is as popular as it can be and that it sticks around forever so they can flip the economy and make money. Everybody know about Christmas. Now, of course, later on, the lady died, and I'm done. I'm done with that part. I'm done. So, that is the story behind that. Okay. And we got a little bit more. I did good. You know what I'm saying? I see you. I see you. You're not gonna bring it out. I see you. All right. So now let's go back in where we was. We're doing great with time. And we are going to okay, I did that one twice. Okay. What percentage of Americans celebrate Mother's Day? Let's go. Wow. That was on the text. You already sent. Are you ready? Go ahead. You got it.
What percentage of Americans celebrate Mother's Day? 84%.
Hold on. How many?
84%.
Golly. 84%. Yeah, that's a lot, man. 84% of U.S. adults. Keep going.
Of U.S. adults expected to celebrate celebrate the holiday.
Take your time. Let's start it for Ox. Slow down.
Okay.
This ain't no speeding contest. I want them to hear it. Go ahead.
84%.
There you go.
Of U.S. adults expected to celebrate the holiday in some way. In a 2023 National Retail.
Hold on. What year is it now?
2023.
Okay. Well, it's up to date. Keep going.
Federation survey. 84% of respondents said they plan to celebrate Mother's Day in some way.
So now when I go across and I ask people, I'm asking Christians, you celebrate Mother's Day? You know, when it's not Mother's Day. You know, you've been in these conversations with me, Yakabar. No, I don't really celebrate Mother's Day. So you don't celebrate Mother's Day. No, I don't celebrate Mother's Day. You'll never celebrate your birthday? Nah, I mean, you know, they celebrate for me, you know, say, hey, but I don't celebrate that. Christians are liars, man. Especially when they talking to a priest and prophet of the Lord in the ISUPK. I said, man, you never celebrated your birthday? Man, I don't really do that. I don't do that, man. Hey, we celebrate Father's Day, Mother's Day. Man, I don't really even do that, man. I don't do none of that, man. Then I call them today and I cannot find them. It's going straight to voicemail. My particular call is going straight to voicemail. And it'll do that for about a week, right? Because listen, if you embarrassed or you ashamed, you shouldn't be doing it no way. So if you feel like you ashamed and you listen, man, if you're gonna be a so-called Christian, listen, man, if you're gonna break God's laws, then be bold with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know what I'm saying? Don't be hiding. You want to be a sinner, man, and you and God tight, and you claim that you know that God gonna forgive you. You just know what God gonna do for you. Like, cause you got your brand new car, right? Right. But you know, the devil came to Christ and told him he'd give him the kingdoms of the world if he bow down to him. So now who gave you all of that? You think it was the devil or it was God? Right? Because the devil what? Requires a sacrifice also. Yeah, that's who you're sacrificing to. You're sacrificing to Mother's Day, to Rhea and Sabel and Gaia. You know what I'm saying? Greek mythological gods. You're in a Greek cult. Keep going.
Consumers are planning to spend an average of $274.02 on Mother's Day celebrations.
So they plan, it says consumers are planning to spend an average. Now it's more, it just says an average. It could be more or less. $274 on their Mother's Day celebration. So not just the flowers of mothers. You set up a celebration, a party, and all of that. You're spending money. You buying liquor, you know what I'm saying? You're buying everything. You're spending close to $300, man. Which is almost how much?
Which is almost $30 more than last year.
So it's almost $30 more than last year. Okay. So now, I already did it. So last year they spent $149 on Mother's Day, an average, which averaged out to 16 million. I'm sorry, right? Is that billion? My bad. Right? Is that million or billion? Am I off a little bit? Right. So if is it 16 million or 16 billion? So they said an average 84% of Americans are going to spend $149. Then they said it averaged out to 16, I think it's billion, because it can't be million. All right. But we'll find out. All right. I'll look it up again. Okay. I thought I had it already in here. Let me see it real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me just Google it real quick. Oh, you want to Google it? Yeah. Okay. I want this right. I think it's 16 billion. Let me see. How much money is spent, right? Yeah, I started typing it in and it finished it for me. Okay, so I was right. You see that, right? You see that, right? I got it. According to the National Retail Federation, which you just read that, right? Mother's Day spending. This is how many days ago? It says 3 days ago, right? That what it say, right? Huh? Do you have it? Okay. Well, you know I'm petty. I'm gonna send it to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna listen. It's right in front of my face, everybody. I can read it, but I just want him to read it. Okay. Because I want you all to see it. Here you go. I just sent it to you right now. I want you to read that, Yakubah. Read that. We finding out what it is. Okay. It popped up. It's all right. It will. Now, this is according to the National Retail, the stores, y'all. The NRF, National Retail Federation. Go ahead.
According to the National Retail Federation,
Mhm.
NRF, Mother's Day spending in the United States is expected to reach an all-time high.
Okay, so last year it was 16 billion because they spent $149 on an average. We just read 2023, they were spending 274. So that's double. So last year it was 16 billion. I told you earlier, right? I didn't pull this up, but I estimate, I said, what, 16 billion, right? For class started. Read what this say.
To reach an all-time high of $35.7 billion.
So $36 billion. Keep going.
This year.
This year.
With the average household expected to spend a whopping $274 on flowers, gifts, or special outings.
Or special outings. And when was this posted? When? How many days ago?
3 days ago.
3 days ago, man. So now, listen, that's a trip because you just read where it said $274.02. I'm just saying, this ain't no lie. It's all lining up. So whether they spending on flowers or gifts and special outings, you know, going to go eat food and stuff, because you just don't get your mama gifts. We do in the hood. That's why it's an average. Because the people and the white folks and all them people, whatever, they gonna go out to eat, right? They may go to the movies. They may buy something for them. They're gonna go to the store, get them some, they're gonna have some gifts, right? Theirs is exceeding $300 to $500 because it's their mama. See what I'm saying? It's not just us going to the floor shop and maybe going, you know, to H-E-B or something and go to Walmart, get some flowers here. Mom, it's the best I can do. Now they be going all out, right? Sometimes they got comedy places. They take their mom and they take them to the orchestra. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how people be living. And they get going all out. But it says it's what? It's expected to reach an all-time high. Okay? I'm just saying, people get paid every 1st and 15th. So they already got the check. Okay? And they sitting on a little something. All right? And they paying $36 billion. Now, here's something that you don't know. America sends Ukraine, you know, $8 billion damn near a week. So, you know, some of this money gonna go over there. I'm just saying. I'm just assuming. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not going in Black and Hispanic and Native Indian neighborhoods. The money definitely, listen, wouldn't it be great if America gave a damn about our Hispanic brothers in El Paso? That would be great, wouldn't it? The hell with Title 42. Why don't they go Title 36 billion? Do that. and send the money for Mother's Day to help the Mexicans, right, when they coming in from the border seeking asylum. That would be absolutely wonderful. But the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And all Christian churches are in Greek cults. That's what you're in. You love your oppressor, you with your oppressor, and you are going to have your biological clock stop with the oppressor when Christ returns. That's what's going to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a game, right? Because you say that you love Christ, and Christ said that you don't love him because you're not keeping the commandments. You love the lust of your father. Give me John 8:44. I tell you, boy. We're going to do Deuteronomy 2, and then we out. That way we can end. Let me find that too. You got 8:44? Okay, John 8:44. $36 billion, man. Hey, man. Boy. Only for roses to die in 4-5 days. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it, boy. I tell you. Go ahead. Art.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
What did Christ tell the Pharisees? What did he say?
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Right. Ye are of your father in them Christian churches, man. Ye are of your father, the devil. The devil is the oppressor, the one that you envy. That's him. The one that told you to celebrate Mother's Day today. That's him. Yeah, that's him. Keep going.
And the lusts of your father ye will do.
And whatever your father say, which is your daddy, right? Which is the oppressor. Yeah, whatever your daddy tell you to do, then you're gonna do it. Your daddy told you that it's Mother's Day today, so you did it. Your daddy gonna tell you that it's Father's Day. See what I'm saying? Listen, Mother's Day is a day for you to love your mother. And Father's Day is a day for you to love your mother and hate your father because he was there. I don't know. Go ahead, man. Keep going. Keep going.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Yeah, that wicked, that boy, that wicked bastard you follow, man. The oppressor, he was a murderer from the beginning. That's his spirit. He murders the so-called, he murders the children of Israel, man. He murders so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, right? He murders us by taking our spirit away. Murder us by killing those 7 brothers and their mothers in the book of Maccabees, man, because they didn't want to eat pork, right? He murders us spiritually right now. Because I'm going to tell you something, boy. I know 4 of the hardest days is Christmas, your birthday, and Father's Day and Mother's Day. Boy, listen, man. You got to be in the truth, and you got to be stable. You got to be sturdy. Your feet got to be planted. Because whoa, you're going to fall and get weak, boy. Because man, I love my dad. I love my mother. Man, I love my birthday. Man, I want to fall, man. Christmas, all the presents. You got to be in this truth. For real. Because you're going to fade like the wind when them days come along. See what I'm saying? You got to love you some Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? You sisters got to stay strong and follow your outer one, follow your head. Because then you mess around and get weak on them days. But guess what? I.S.U.P.K don't get weak. You know why? Because we celebrating high holy days. And it's a bunch of them. And they wonderful to celebrate, and we all get together. And the Lord loves us when we do that. So listen, you got to get in this truth, man. You got to submerge yourself in this Bible and come to class and learn the truth of the Bible for the first time in your life. And then you can pacify yourself, right? You got Christmas, no stuff. We got the Feast of Dedication. It's right around the same time. You see what I'm saying? You got the Feast of Purim. You got like I say, the first fruits coming up. You see what I'm saying? You know, we got Sabbath every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We have high holy days, and oh Lord, the Passover. Forget about it's glorious, and all of us get together, man. I'm excited because they bringing it back home. You know what I'm saying, to Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna bring it back to New York. All right. So now here we go. We got did you already read it? Okay, go ahead. Let me stop interrupting. I can't help it. Go ahead.
And the bold not in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no truth in him.
Mm.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it.
Listen, he is a lie and the father of all lies. And you become a liar just like your father, the oppressor, when you celebrate these pagan holidays, and then in your mind, you fix it like it's not pagan holiday when it is a pagan holiday. Like you done fixed it in your mind. No, this ain't pagan. It is pagan. Well, God gonna love me. No, he ain't. Well, God gonna hear my prayers. No, he not. Well, God loved me. He just hates the sin that I'm doing. No, God hates you. God hates sinners. Right? Read that real quick. Give me Ecclesiasticus 12:6. Let me find this other one. Ecclesiasticus 12:6. And tell him what God said. I'm sure looking for keep going.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6 in the Apocrypha. For the Most High hateth sinners and will pay vengeance unto ungodly.
Yeah, and will pay vengeance to the ungodly. What now?
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
Listen, God hates sinners, man. He says it. And will repay vengeance to the ungodly and say what? Keep them up against the day. Up against the day, meaning you're going to try to get away. No, stay right here. God going to hem you up on that wall. Keep you up against, meaning you can't get away from your judgment. He's going to keep you up against the mighty day of your punishment. You ain't going nowhere, right? And stop looking out into the sky. I'm glad I found that right now. Right? Let me get this last scripture. Right? Let me look right here. Houston. So they're like any beast. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Verse 19.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 19.
The book of Deuteronomy. Slow it down for them so they can hear it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 19.
Okay.
And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them.
Hold on. So now, let me get back over. This is a heavy scripture, and so you say it's not it's lest, like the word best. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, what do they be doing? I talked about earlier. What they be doing? Man, they be looking at the stars, talking about, see right there? See, that's a Leo, that's a lion right there. See that lion? And that right there, that's a giraffe head right there. See that long line with them stars? Now they look like a man right there. See, that's a man, that's Orion, that's a man's arm, that's his feet touching them right. No, it's not, Negro. Those are stars in the sky. That's it. It's not how no damn lion looks. You trying to associate your zodiac sign, you know what I'm saying, and go with your horoscope and looking at the stars. Adam was doing that. We don't do that anymore, right? So the Lord it's the book of Deuteronomy, where the law is at. The law of Moses is at, right? And when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, should be driven to worship them, meaning you feel like you ought to bow down and start worshiping them. Keep going. And serve, right?
Should be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto you, it's like unto all nations under the whole heaven.
Right. So we are not supposed to be doing anything that's with all the other nations. We are separate and holy. So we should not be looking up into the stars and the quasars and all that old stuff and talking about, can you feel the vibration? You know what I'm saying? So there ain't no vibration in no Mother's Day, right? You worship your father, you serve your father and mother through service. Service in your word and your deed, and do work for them as unto your masters, right? That's how you honor your father and mother, so your days will be long. Not one time a year and giving flowers, because that has nothing to do with it. You're worshiping Rhea, you're worshiping Cybele, you're worshiping Gaia, Roman mythological gods. It's pagan. Stop envying your oppressor. Again, the way I started the class is the way I'm going to end it. If you celebrate Mother's Day, you do not love or follow Christ. Right? That's the end of the class. I'm going to turn the class over to Trooper Yakabai for the security announcements. Oh, you're an officer? Salaki, I'm turning the class over to Kwatazayan Yakabai. It means officer Yakabai. Salaki. Listen, I ain't trying to demote you, Ak. I apologize. All right. Salaki. I need to change that in my phone, too. I have you as Kayayao, which means trooper, yeah. So let me change that now while you do that.
We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. The book of Numbers 18, 20, and 21. The book of Malachi 3, 8 through 10, which means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'asharah. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, non-mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Feast of first fruits starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, Sunday, April 9th, 2023. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day, Monday, May 29th, 2023. Start before sundown. The book of Leviticus 23, 10 through 22. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And this is security announcers.
All right, with that, Majim, which means to stand. All right, we are going to turn, saw, and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew, and English. Repeat after me. Abadawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawati Nawa, Wala'a, Tabaya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa'ara, La'awalamyam, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. So turn to the front, one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. I Imagine Shabbat. I Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. Yahyamatah. Saw it. Turn to the sisters, men of Israel. One courtesy salute to the sisters. I Imagine Shabbat. I Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemalathan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yahyamatah. Class dismissed.